Hi, everybody. Hope everyone is having a wonderful Tuesday. Hope you're ready. You have a drink with you. Hope it's sunny outside. I know it is here where I'm based in Lisbon, Portugal. Welcome to this webinar about what the heck is AI. I would like to start by introducing myself. My name is Rafael, and I'm a solutions consultant at Premium Plus. And I'm very glad to tell you that with me, I have a great panel of Zendesk specialists, both from Zendesk, the company that we all know and love, but also from two of the main Zendesk partners globally, which are Premium Plus, of course, and Lapland Management, both awarded with the title of Zendesk Partner of the Year in their own regions, and both specialists in helping people like yourselves, whether implementing Zendesk the best way possible, or helping customers that already have some Zendesk experience take the best out of this wonderful solution. Today, we'll be talking about Zendesk AI, of course, and we'll start with an overview on Zendesk AI and then some demos. A demo on AI Agents Advanced, followed by a demo of Copilot, followed by a demo of QA and WFM. And of course, in the end, we'll have some space for Q&A. To start, we'll have Kimberly Woods. I'll let Kimberly introduce herself.
Hi, so I'm Kim Wood and I lead customer success and services at Zendesk AI Agents. So what that means is that I get to work very, very closely with our customers and our trusted partners to make sure that they're getting the most from our technology and also that we're innovating with them. And I'm here today to very quickly share with you just how powerful we believe our AI agents can be and how our next generation of agentic powered AI agents is shaping the future of the industry. Now, we firmly believe that in the next 2 or 3 years, that our AI agents will be able to handle and resolve over 80% of all CX support issues. And why that should be incredibly exciting for CX folks like us is that when our AI agents are handling the vast majority of these support issues, we can truly, for the first time, focus on consistently delivering outstanding customer support. So our agents are spending their time on the high touch, high value interactions where their expertise can really have the most impact. Our end customers can find resolutions quickly in any channel. It's highly personalized, it's conversational. And our CX managers and our leaders and our teams can really switch the focus from queues and SLAs and escalations and actually focus on designing an outstanding and seamless experience. And this is happening today already. So our Generation 2, our Gen 2 AI agents already resolve around 54% of support issues for our customers, which is incredibly powerful, right? Our agents understand what the end customer is asking for us. We use APIs to pull data so that we can actually resolve issues with the agent. We can personalize the experience. We can escalate and seamlessly hand over to an agent. We can trigger actions, macros. Our AI agents can do everything that a human agent can in Zendesk. We've used the latest generative technology so that the bots can answer FAQs in a real conversational tone. We've used large language models to take away all of the effort and pain that was required for training AI models. And so what that means is that over the last few years and in Generation 2, we've resolved a lot of issues for customers and we've given a ton of value to our customers. But the reality is that we've hit a glass ceiling at around that 45, 50, 60% resolution rate. And there's two real reasons for that. The first one is that we are still heavily reliant on scripted workflows. So the AI does a great job in understanding the customer, but we then have to take them down a workflow. And so when a customer becomes human, asks a couple of questions at once, changes direction, moves into a different query that requires a different workflow, it requires human intervention. And for teams like yourselves that are looking after AI agents and bots, it requires, a fairly significant amount of time to script those flows and design and maintain them. And that is really what sort of meant that we plateaued around that 50-60% mark. But actually, with the next generation of our AI agents that we've launched, we actually believe that we can accelerate fast towards that 80%. And this is because we're now talking about agents that operate in a very different way than they have done before. Right? For the first time, our agents aren't just seeking to understand the customer and then trigger the right workflow, but actually they're mission driven and they have a goal of seeking out resolution for the customer. And for the first time, they have the agency, they have the ability to be able to reason, to decision make, and to take action without the need for those flows, so that they can actually resolve issues completely autonomously without that level of human intervention. And it's these new bots and this new approach that gets us to the 80%. And this is actually only possible because we're moving to a multi-agent architecture. To our end customers, there's one AI agent, right? But when you go under the hood and look at our AI brain, what we actually have now is multiple different agents all doing individual tasks. They're all talking to each other, they're learning from each other, they're problem solving together in real time. And that's what gives them the ability to make decisions, to take actions, and to actually resolve without the need for those workflows. When we have this multi-agent architecture and agents working on one task getting better and better, their accuracy increases, which means our resolution rate increases. And like I said, we move away from the heavy need of scripted flows and then only use flows when we need them and want full control. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand over to Thomas, who'll try and really bring this to life for you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Thomas. I'm a solution consultant at Premium Plus. First, a bit of housekeeping. If you have questions, we have a Q&A below in the chat. So if you have questions during the demos, feel free to leave them there and we'll try to answer them at the end of the webinar. So in this slide, before we dive into the demo, well, let's set the scene a bit. So Zendesk, we know it as a solution that goes from your customers who have questions with self-service and deflection, handing it over to agents who are there to, well, assist the customers with those questions, answering them. And then we move to the broader company where you want insights, where you want to collaborate with other teams. And Zendesk AI and the Zendesk platform itself basically hits on each of those milestones in the customer journey. So when a customer interacts, we can leverage AI search in the help center, AI agents for email, for voice, for chat, to basically deflect and self-serve as much as possible. Then with intelligence triage, omni-channel routing, and agent copilot, we make sure that the tickets arrive with the right agent who has capacity, who has the skills, who has the knowledge to answer those questions. And that knowledge gets augmented with agent copilot, who is there to assist the customer with and the agent with answering those questions and automating as much as possible. And then for the broader company, we have QA, we have WFM, workforce management, and our analytics suite to basically get all the insights you need. And in the entire spectrum, that's where Zendesk AI comes into play to automate as much of those milestones as possible. Now, a lot of customers ask, well, what should we do? Where do we start? Zendesk has there's a lot of new features these days. And at Premium Plus and at La Plante, we try to get you through that journey. So everybody, should start or has started with a complete Zendesk suite setup. So you have your omnichannel, you have your tickets, you have your agents, you have your reporting, you've got the entire package ready. And then we see that our customers often have two problems. Either they have way too many tickets. Customers keep asking the same old questions over and over again, and you basically want to deflect in a very efficient, natural, and good way so we can help the customer without overloading your agents. That's where our AI agents, Essential Advanced, come in. You might want to be one of those where the ticket load is perfect, but your workloads are way too much. You spend 10, 15, 20 minutes per ticket, and your agents just can handle the amount of tickets in an efficient way. Then you need agent copilots, so we can automate as much of that process as possible so that the resolution time per ticket goes down and your agents can handle them. You might need both. You might need either of them. That's a bit of an insight that we need before we move forward. Those insights we get from QA. So even if you have the perfect Zendesk setup, you deflect a lot, your agents have the agent copilot to assist you, you might wonder, how can we optimize it better? How can we raise our CSAT? What are our pain points? And that's where we use our analytics and QA and WFM to make sure that we can basically have the right data to pinpoint what we should fix or improve in your flow. Sometimes it's not just about filling gaps, improving workflows, but sometimes it's about working together with the rest of your company. You need to send something to finance. You need assistance from IT. You want to raise a topic on the website to your marketing team. And with our integrations, or actions, as we call them these days, we can work with the rest of your company to make sure that even those workflows get automated. And if you have an AI project and you really want to say, hey, I want to make this successful, it is important that you first take a step back and clearly define, what do I want to fix first? Do I need to fix my Zendesk instance? Do I want to deflect? Do I want to automate more? Do I lack insights, or do I want to integrate? And that combination of elements, that's where Zendesk AI really can help. Now in the next section, we're moving a bit away from the slides. We're going to dive into the demos, and we're going to see our Zendesk AI basically help you with 4 main topics. So we have automation, AI agents, bots, as we call them. We have the optimization, just making sure that even though we need to pass things to agents, that we ask as many questions in advance as possible, make sure that all happens efficiently. We have our Copilot, which we're going to demo, which is going to make sure that we can show how agents get helped. We can make things more efficient for them. And then finally, we're going to show you the insights where we can clearly see, well, what data is hidden in your Zendesk instance that we can leverage to optimize all those steps before. So let's dive into our demos. We'll start the demos with the first one, which is basically the customer side. So we all know the help center. We all know the web shops. And what traditionally worked is, well, people are on our web shop, they have questions, they might find them on the product pages, or they might go to our help center and write a search query and start looking. We all know that. We Google for answers any day. But with Zendesk AI, we can improve this experience a lot. One of the downsides of having a regular help center without any AI power behind it is that if people search, they just get a long list of blue links and they start clicking through it and need to read a lot. With Zendesk AI and a generative search on the help center, instead of listing just the articles, we'll pull from all your index sources, your help center, your website, your web shop, and give the customer that direct answer. So instead of telling me about subscriptions and showing a very long article with all the explainers, we show a very short summary, and the customer has a very direct answer what they need. We can still click through to that article. They can read everything on the website, but that summary makes it very easy for them to immediately get an answer. Or if it doesn't answer the question, they can rephrase or they can escalate to an agent. That's a help center search. But of course, I assume most of you are here for not the help center, but for AI agents. So let's dive into that one. Zendesk has 2 kinds of AI agents. So on one, we have AI Agent Essentials, which basically pulls from your help center, generates an index of all that content. And if a customer talks to your AI agent, it'll start generating answers. The second one we have is AI Agent Advanced. I'll show you a little bit later in the demo, where we can pull in external API sources, data sources, and really start building flows or procedures to guide your customers through it. First off, in this demo, we're going to show a generative flow for your customers. So if we have a customer that talks to your bot, we're going to do the same thing here. In this case, they are more interested in, for example, hey, tell me about your delivery options. There again, we have a very long article with all the options for every day of the week and every capability. But our AI agent will generate a short summary and tell to the customer exactly, hey, these are all the options that are there. That summary, that's something that we can tweak. Even though it's an AI agent, you want to have it your tone of voice of your company. So it's important that we use the right phrasing, that we are either very dry and professional, or maybe a little bit funny with emojis. Some want very lengthy answers with a lot of detail, or you maybe want to have a very succinct, short answer. You can pick and choose. If a customer gets their answer, they can start getting conversational. They can ask, hey, tell me about Saturday. They don't need to type Saturday delivery anymore. The AI agent knows that we're talking about deliveries, so it'll show some information about Saturday deliveries. These are sadly unavailable. Well, we still want it in the weekend. So we'll type, hey, let me know what's there in the weekend. And there again, the customer takes the entire context of the conversation and tells the customer, hey, I'll look for something in the weekend, and it'll do the same thing. It'll show an answer. Saturday, currently unavailable, very short, but more information on Sunday. So that conversational mode is new in our latest releases of AI agents, and it's really handy to basically have the customer talk in a very natural conversational way with your data and with your knowledge sources. In our second demo, we're going to move away a little bit from generative. Generative responses work perfect for sharing information, but not every topic can be perfectly solved with just information. If you have a customer with an order that gets delivered wrongly or a broken product, or if you need troubleshooting, or if you want an order status, well, you can't write an article for every order. You need an API integration with your system, and you're going to ask the customer about that. Rafa, I think you need to click one more time. So in order to handle those more like actionable conversations, what will happen is in this flow, we can demo one of our procedures, one of our actions. I'm going to wait a little second. That's the downside of pre-recording the demo and doing the live voiceover. Sometimes it plays a little bit slow. Apologies for that, but rather that than a not working demo. So in this flow, we're going to show you a procedure. So where knowledge was very generative, we pull from the help center in your website. This scenario, we have a customer with an actual problem. Hey, I received the wrong product. Without an AI agent, we would need to send this to a human agent. We would need to go troubleshooting a lot. But in this scenario, we're going to automate as much as possible of the flow. So first, we're going to ask for an order number because we need to know the context of what this order is about. We're not only going to ask the order number, but since we know who the customer is, he's logged in on the help center, and we know the order number, we can pull from the website, Shopify website in this case, could be another one, and we pull all the orders from that order. The customer gets a rich image, carousel, and all the context they need, and they say, hey, actually, I got the wrong beans. I expected a certain kind of coffee bean, like deca beans, but I got regular ones, which is not good because in the afternoon, I kind of want deca beans. But we can go one step further. Instead of just sending it to an agent, we can actually ask the customer already, what do you want to do? You want to have a refund? We send it to finance, or should we just replace it for you? It's coffee beans. It's not that expensive. It's faster to just send the customer new coffee beans than to involve the entire company. And that's what we do. We create a procedure that just sends to the web shop, hey, reorder this product to the customer. We share them the order number. We share them the expiration, the date that's going to be fixed. And actually, this entire flow is now resolved without the need of a human agent. You're still in control, of course. If the customer has picked that very expensive coffee machine, you might want to send it to a human agent for some control and validation. But by writing nice procedures, you can automate as much as possible in your flows while still remaining in control and integrating with your system. And at the end of each flow, we ask for a CSAT rating. So we also know like, hey, is this customer happy with his newly replaced coffee beans? Yes or no? And we move forward from there. So that's one example of how we can combine a conversational flow, because as you've seen, the responses we've given are like rich answers. They don't feel like an API, but the customer is helped completely. There is a third scenario, of course, where generative search is very good to give information and share information with the customer and help them with troubleshooting and answering those easy questions. And where procedures are perfect for gathering context, like an order number and which product you want to exchange, and you want to have a refund, all things we've shown before. There might be scenarios where we actually need a human agent involved to handle the inquiry. Could be a very complex issue where we need a lot of troubleshooting. Could be a very serious issue when I have that human touch, that sentiment, or it might just be you in a company deciding this is for a human agent for approval reasons. And that's something we can also handle via an AI agent initially. For example, this customer has a broken device. They want to get it fixed. But before we move forward, we need to know what is the device? Which order is it? What's wrong with your product? And all those kind of intake questions, which would take an agent like 3-4 back and forth with the customer, is something that's a perfect job for our AI agent. Even more, the customer might not know the product number they have. So our AI agent can help them troubleshoot, like put up the device, turn it around. Here's a picture of where you can find that information. And once we go through the entire flow, that's the moment where we can then escalate it and send it to our human agents to handle that exact inquiry. In this case, our customer found their SKU number, coffee123. We'll look that up. We'll also ask what's wrong with the product, so we can kind of estimate how serious it is. If it's on fire, you might want to give it an urgent VIP treatment versus if it just has a scratch, maybe it's lower priority, although you still want it fixed. So we can use all those elements, find them, and then send it over to a human agent. What happens after this is what Corey is going to show in a few seconds in the Copilot demo. But here, at least we can see that we can still use procedures to escalate tickets to agents and getting that full context. Now, this is the front end. These are the ways customers can interact with your help center, with your chat conversations in messaging. This also works over email. So if they email about, hey, my product is broken, we can quickly reply back with, hey, what's the issue? Can I get an order number, etc. All those things are there. But now I'm going to show you how we actually built those things and how easy it is in AI Agent Advanced and Essentials to set up these kind of generative flows, or in the case of Advanced, set up more complex procedures in your environment. What you see here is the admin panel of AI Agents Advanced. It used to be called Ultimate a while back, and immediately starts with a big analytics view of what's there. But if we dive in, first thing you see is that we index a lot of sources. We index our website in multiple languages, and we index our help center. So we can pull from the help center data sources, your web shop, your marketing blog, any kind of piece of information that helps answering questions, we can index, and that will start generating answers for your customers. As you mentioned, you can select your tone of voice, or you can add instructions. So maybe if you're a web shop, you always want to use the word included and never say free. Maybe if you're in a travel agency, you maybe want to talk about passengers and not customers. If you are a football club, you might call our fans instead of our customers. They're fans, they love your football club. So you can play with instructions to really make the bots sound like your employees. What generative can't answer, that's where use cases come in. You might remember like older bots. They're also shown in the beginning of the presentation where we had to describe a lot. That's a lot easier now. So instead of doing training phrases and having every variant of the sentence, I received a wrong, bad mistake, in Ultimate AI Agent Advanced, we can just describe the use case. Hey, I received the wrong product. And any variant of that sentence, like mistake, error, wrong device, wrong product, will just be recognized by the system and will fall into this use case. So it's very quickly to spin up a new use case. You just need to, well, describe it. And then you have, well, two options to build your setup. In a traditional chatbot flow, we're all kind of used to those dialogue flows, those big trees of decisions where we go over the flows and you basically say, well, we start, we say welcome, then we ask something and we go through the entire list. With AI Agent Advanced, the new agentic stuff, that's a thing of the past. If you know your procedure, if you know how your, in this case, broken device flow works, you can just write it down. You write down, customer reaches out, we apologize, we ask for this, we ask for that, you write it completely out. The yellow things you see are API calls. If you ask an order number, we get the products. Once we get the customer that they want to change it, we modify the order. But you can just write it down as text, and the system will take care of running that logic in the conversation and taking the customers through all those steps. But different than previously in older systems, this is not a rigid structure that you need to follow. If you have the perfect customer who comes in with, hey, I received product XYZ, and now I want to do this, everything that's been mentioned by the customer won't be asked again. Similarly, if you quickly want to change your flow, if, for example, we don't only want to do refunds, but also want to add maybe a gift card, I can just write a real line of text, press submit, and at that moment, our system thinks a little bit, rebuilds the flow, and I just added an option for gift cards to my flow. So this is a very easy way. You don't need to be very technical. You just need to know how your company works, which is the important part, procedures. If you can describe how you work in your company, then your AI agent will take it from there and work. So what we've seen here is, well, AI agents, self-service, procedures that take complex handling and handle something entirely in an AI agent, and then cases with more nuance that require a human agent to be involved, which will escalate to agent workspace. And that's where I'll introduce Corey from LaPlante Management, who will take us through Agent Copilot and all the features there. Thanks.
Thanks, Thomas. Hi, everybody. I'm Corey LaPlante. For those of you who have met me, you already know I am a Zendesk nerd. I have a team of other Zendesk nerds. If it touches Zendesk, we do it. If it doesn't touch Zendesk, we don't do it. We're that simple. So just recapping here, what Kim was talking about, the future of AI, where things are heading more down that percent number. And then Thomas showed us how an advanced AI agent can interact I'm going to pick that up and take the agent escalation component. So see where a human agent can leverage Copilot in a scenario like this, where the bot has escalated the ticket to someone on our team. There we go. So our person here, Fred, has talked to the bot about his broken device. We have some information. Now a human is taking over. First thing for that human agent to do is review what has happened thus far. We can see we have a product number. We know what the issue is. We've got no hot water. What should our agent do at this point? First, let's look at what all Copilot has made available to our agent. We can see the intent, what the issue itself is. We can see the sentiment, how the customer feels about things, in this case, negative. So we have some work we need to do there. And then we also can see a summary of what has happened thus far. This would be true regardless of if it were only the bot that's interacted or if previous human agents have also been interacting with the customer. At any point in the life of a ticket, you can refresh the summary. It will update to include the most recent interactions. So this isn't necessarily a one and done situation. Like I mentioned, our human agent's going to handle this ticket, but Auto Assist, which is the AI assistant for agents within the ticket interface, can help our agent with what to say and how to say it. It can even go find some information for our agent, which we'll get to in a bit, and that's some of what Thomas was talking about before. In this case, we see Auto Assist is suggesting we need to ask for the order number. One thing to consider here, we could have had the bot ask for that, so our bot flow maybe is something we would adjust in the future, but for now, we're just going to approve what it says, and Fred is going to turn around and respond immediately because it's the magic of webinars. Auto Assist turns around and gives us an answer in real time and now suggests we should record the order number on this ticket and also get information about that order from an external system. In this case, our web shop run on Shopify. No response from the agent to the customer this time. We're just making an API call directly from within the agent interface. You can do both actions and responses at the same time. We're just not doing that this particular time. So if we wait just a second, we're going to click approve. Auto Assist is going to find that order and tell us whether or not it is under warranty and then respond accordingly. In this case, we see it's working on it. It is under warranty, and it tells us, thanks for sharing your details. Your machine is under warranty. Do you want it repaired? Do you just want a refund? And what we're going to do this time, instead of just approving that message, we're actually going to edit it a little bit and change the wording to sound a little bit more like Thomas does. Everyone likes a friendly Belgian. We're going to use some of the additional AI tools to change the tone of the message to be a little bit friendlier. There we go. It's changed what we said. Now we send that version. To recap thus far, our agent has reviewed what the bot gathered. We checked the intent and sentiment. We followed a couple different suggestions from Auto Assist. Now we're waiting to hear back from Fred on whether he wants a repair or a refund. And good news, again, Fred is typing right away. He wants a refund. So Auto Assist has two steps that it thinks we should take. One, create a side conversation to our finance team, notifying them of the refund request. And two, generating a voucher for a future discount. And that last one appears because the sentiment on the ticket was negative. The system knows we need to do some relationship repair, even if our human agent was too obtuse to pick up on that. And we're going to see our agent is going to go in and try to edit. Well, maybe I'm going to get rid of that. Don't do it, human agent. We want to keep Fred happy. Let's leave it alone. So we say approve. We generate the side conversation. We'll touch more on that in just a second. We issue that voucher. And then Auto Assist suggests a response back to Fred, letting him know what we've done, as well as wrapping up the conversation and moving the ticket status to solved. To touch on that side conversation a little, we're sending an email to finance, whether they were internal to Zendesk or not, and including information via placeholders, both from within the ticket and also from our Shopify data. So we can grab from a handful of different places as needed. In this case, then, we're going to approve the response. The ticket is solved. Our customer is happy. The combination of our AI agent plus our human agent turned this from a negative experience for Fred into a positive one. Now, that's great. Auto Assist steered our agent to the next step in the process every time, and of course it did. It's a pre-recorded demo. But how did it know what to do in what order, depending on the circumstances and the responses that Fred gave us? Next up, we're going to dive into the back end and look at the procedure we created for actually handling that broken device. It doesn't need to be just the case that what we showed you is magic and it works and just trust us, don't worry about it. We'll actually dig into it in a second. So if we start that second video, perfect. So we access procedures from within the knowledge admin area. As we saw in that previous video, everything from the agent side is still handled within the agent workspace. So our staff should already be familiar with the look and feel of the ticket. This is the same thing we were just looking at before. The change is that now, instead of running a macro, manually crafting a response, the system helps our agents with what to say and potentially take some actions as well. As we click into any particular procedure, it's important to note there's no code needed. We'll simply write it in natural language, step by step, explaining the forks in the road within the procedure itself. We do want to name our procedure something specific. This matters when Auto Assist uses any procedure, it tells the agent which one right from within that ticket UI. So we do want to make sure we name it something that is meaningful in case it were ever off, we catch that. In this case, we're going to set the tone, apologizing to the customer, making sure we get both order number and SKU. Since we already asked for and received the SKU in the previous bot flow, Auto Assist would skip asking for that in the suggested response and just ask for order number here. We can also include actions, not just suggested replies. In this case, an API call to get order information. If we want to look at the details of any particular action, we can do so. Review the if-then that's happening, where in this case, if we have an order number, then return the specific products from that order. And based on the results of the get order action, in this scenario, if there's a matching product, then we have two ways it could go. The product is under warranty, and we'll ask if they want to repair or refund, and that side conversation to finance we saw happen. Or the product is not under warranty, and there's a cost involved. We send a box so they can ship the product back. The thing that I think is important here, if you guys are already familiar with the back-end business rules that Zendesk has always had, is that procedures, while they're new, are still using that same if-then logic that triggers and automations were doing before AI was the new cool thing. It's not a brand new tool that you need to learn. It's a modification of a tool that as a Zendesk admin we've always used. And I say that just to point out, you need not be intimidated by all the new AI stuff. Like, I'm kind of a Zendesk old man. I'm that curmudgeon yelling at kids to get off my lawn. And look, if I can do this, you all can do this. Now that we've seen the agent interactions with Copilot, what if we wanted to identify metrics and provide feedback to those agents, not just about what they've been doing, but about how we might improve the quality of service being provided? Alex Pilnick will take over from here and discuss the WEM bundle. Alex, the floor is yours.
Thanks so much, Corey. Really appreciate it. Hi, everyone. Like Corey said, I'm Alex Pilnick, Senior WEM Specialist for Zendesk. I'll be chatting today about WEM and AI. Now, many of you may be asking, what the heck is WEM? WEM stands for Workforce Engagement Management and is a combination of our Zendesk QA and WFM tools. Just know that you can buy both as a bundle or each separately. And so I'll be taking through QA and WEM across both our QA and WEM tools. WEM empowers really managers with AI-driven insights for efficient resource planning, optimal staffing, and performance monitoring to drive targeted coaching and improve team outcomes. It provides agents with clear schedules, transparent performance metrics, and continuous feedback, which will help foster individual growth and consistent service quality. Additionally, WEM will help uncover valuable product and customer insights that inform service improvement. So ultimately, by ensuring well-staffed teams deliver fast, high quality support across all channels. WEM enhances the customer experience, leading to more satisfied and loyal customers. What you've seen so far really demonstrates how Zendesk's AI tools assist customers and agents in officially handling tickets. Meanwhile, the WEM bundle helps you accurately forecast and schedule agents, ensuring high quality interactions while also providing relevant reporting and analytics. Now, what we're going to start with is going to be our QA tool. So it's really designed to make the quality assurance process as efficient as possible by leveraging AI to boost CSAT scores, automate the review process, and drive customer attention through great customer interactions. So how does Zendesk QA utilize AI? Number one, by discovering the tickets that need attention. So what we can do is use our AI filters to find the needle in the haystack. And really, that's going to help find really customers who are about to churn or tickets that need to be escalated, sentiment, both positive and negative. Number two is going to be reviewing those cases, assigning them appropriately. So you can set up automations so that these relevant tickets are getting assigned to the correct manager, all while Auto QA will provide 100% coverage across multiple categories and channels, including written communication and voice. So it'll definitely replace that manual QA. Number three will be analyzing those results, identifying areas to improve via our dashboards that can highlight key KPIs, insights across all of your tickets. While number four is really coaching the agents and closing that feedback loop. On the screen right now, this is the main conversation view. This is where once you connect your Zendesk instance to Zendesk QA, your conversations will start piling up here automatically. I'll say that the QA tool is one of the easiest to implement. It is very much true plug and play functionality. With the hundreds to thousands to tens of thousands of tickets you get each week or each month, it can be difficult to determine, which conversation should I even be reviewing? How do I find those specific conversations that actually matter? So rather than the random samples or reviewing short basic tickets like password reset, we're going to use these filters to find the most relevant conversations for your QA team to review. The first 8 categories you see up here are going to be our auto QA categories. Usually our customers, they're able to QA maybe 3 to 5% manually. With the auto QA, they are able to QA 100% of their tickets, which is life-changing when you're a QA specialist. I can tell you that firsthand. The second feature that I'll really focus on as you scroll down is going to be what we call the spotlight. So think of spotlight as essentially working in the background, analyzing all of your tickets and highlighting things like if the ticket needs to be escalated, the sentiment of the ticket, churn risk where the customer indicated they're going to leave, or even outliers where the AI is going to learn what a normal ticket looks like for your team and essentially let you know, hey, this ticket is abnormally long or there's a lot of back and forth going on. And what's cool is when we go to the actual ticket, what you're going to be able to see is actually all of these spotlight filters are going to essentially ping you, let you know that there's something funky going on in this ticket, and you're going to be able to really review that. So you see here, Rufus is our actual customer, while Riley is our agent. And you can tell that Rufus is pretty upset by the conversation. And along the side, here's where the AI or the spotlight is telling you, hey, churn risk identified, escalation requested, all key indicators that this might be a good ticket to number one, QA, but number two, from a customer service standpoint, hey, maybe we need to reach out to this customer and see if we can remedy the situation. If I click review in the top right, what you're going to notice is that the auto QA has, again, already graded this ticket across those 8 auto QA categories. So most of our customers able to QA maybe 3 to 5% of their total tickets. With auto QA, you're now able to auto QA 100% of your tickets. So once you've left the reviews, really the next step is to analyze the results and view the dashboards. The first thing you're going to notice here is something called the IQS. It stands for the internal quality score. It's really Zendesk QA's North Star. Think of CSAT as a very productive survey in that you're learning how a customer feels about your product, but it doesn't always tell you the whole story and how an agent is performing. That is what the IQS is designed to do, is really tell you how your agents are performing. So as you scroll down, you're going to have a wealth of information telling you, hey, what tickets are we struggling with? You're going to be able to click into those, drill down. If I just wanted to stack rank my agents here over whatever time period, in this case, the last 30 days, I can see, hey, I've got a lot of agents in the green, which is great. Now we're going to go down, see the IQS for lower agents. I can click into those tickets and view those tickets within Zendesk. But even in a more granular sense, I can actually see and click in tickets by category. And then again, in this case, I'm going to click into empathy. Looks like Zach has a poor empathy score. I can drill down into those tickets and see exactly how he's performed, and then potentially give him feedback or coaching. And that's really the next section I'll take you, is the coaching section. Not designed to replace what you're currently doing. It's here to complement that. All your historical sessions will be located in one place. You can add different talking points and notes between the manager and the agent, but you can pin tricky tickets as well where you want to discuss in a one-on-one. But most importantly, here's where all the metrics are going to be located. All the important metrics, including IQS and CSAT, you can dig into those with your actual agent. You can actually get, again, pretty granular where, hey, these are the categories that you're excelling with. These are the categories that you might need to improve on. Now, with the WFM tool, the main areas we can help with are going to be through agent scheduling, forecasting, and improving agent productivity and optimization. The WFM tool was built specifically for Zendesk customers, and the AI will be there to really make your life easier. So the major issues our customers have are, number one, the inability to accurately forecast optimal staffing needs for agents for any given day or cycle. Number two is going to be manual or cumbersome tools to manage the scheduling of agents in real time. Number three might be the lack of visibility into how agents are spending their time and how productive they're actually being. So we can resolve all of these through our AI-powered forecasting, automatic scheduling, real-time activity monitoring, and performance reporting. Again, I want to stress that our job here is to really make your life a lot easier. What I'll start with is going to be the time tracking aspect of the WFM tool. It can be a chore to make sure that your agents are tracking their time accurately. Are they logging in and out? Are they tracking every ticket that they work on? And that's where really our WFM solution can come in, as it will automatically track what your agents are doing minute to minute within Zendesk. And if there are work appropriate URLs outside of Zendesk, we have a Chrome extension that can help here. But here you can see that I'm clicking into a ticket. It's going to track how much time the agent's spending in a ticket. If I click on another ticket, it'll reset and again track what the how much time the agent's spending within that ticket. Starting with the forecasting piece of the WFM tool, our solution here is automatically going to pull in all the support ticket data. It's going to segment that data and then analyze it with AI and machine learning to generate forecasting algorithms. So the forecast can be shown for a day, a week, a month, or even in the future. So rather than manually building out the schedules, the WFM tool is intelligently building that schedule based on the requirements from the forecast. So the list of their roles, their permissions are all also going to be automatically imported, which is going to make your life a lot easier. Going to the schedule, our schedule is going to take into account multiple locations if you have those, different support channels or work streams, as well as lunches and breaks. So really our WFM solution is going to automatically generate this forecast and then the schedule, because we can understand the anticipated volume that will occur in the future based on your past ticket volume. So based on your past 6 months to up to 2 years of data, we're going to be able to create that schedule for you. And then from an agent perspective, your agent will have their own view of their schedule within WFM. They can see their schedules for the week, including when they'll work, and they can request time off or swap shifts with colleagues. What's also cool is that you can customize both your dashboards and reporting templates with the metrics and information that matter most to you. For instance, you see here, first response time, average handle time are very important metrics to track, but you'll also be able to track an agent's bounce rate or adherence rate, essentially the work that the agent is supposed to be doing. And then what's very cool is that you can get a real-time view of all the activities that an agent is currently working on. So I think this is truly the most powerful part of the tool, in the sense that you now have a timeline view of where the agents are spending their time and how much effort an agent is putting in to solve these tickets. So this can be especially helpful, as you can now drill deeper to find ways to track productivity across an agent or actual team. You'll see here, like Dolores, if we can click into her, you're going to see these productivity marks where she changed status or she closed tickets. You can track if she's in adherence. Is she doing what she's supposed to be doing? But really, as a whole, through the use of our WEM bundle, you're now going to have valuable insights on how your agents are performing, and you can really tell them or coach them on how to improve moving forward. So with that, I will pass it over to Rafa.
Thank you, Alex. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this webinar. It's still not finished. We still have our Q&A in front of us. But if at this time you're wondering how all this AI stuff could fit into your environment, how you could make AI work for you, well, get your phone and scan that QR code, and you'll be able to schedule a call with us. And without any commitment, we'll help you figure it out how this could work for you, how this will look in your company. Okay, so I'll give you just under a minute to get your phone, and don't get distracted with the picture. Make sure focus on the QR code. To all the panelists, guys, sorry for all the mix-ups with the slides. Luckily, Premium Plus were experts on Zendesk, apparently not on passing slides. So sorry for that. And yeah, let's get started with the Q&A. Now, Agustina, do we have any questions?
Yes, we do. It's in the Q&A section, Rafa. You have to open.
Give me a second.
Yep.
Okay, so we have one first question here from Tatiana Konoplina. Can AI learn from the info we feed it? Who wants to answer this one? Thomas, maybe?
I'll take that one. Yes. So the generative responses that we've shown, those obviously learn from the knowledge you put in it. So if you update your help center, if you update the data there, that's one way it can learn. The second way is we have within our system, we can train it. So if customers keep asking questions, then the system will learn that this is maybe yes or no, a good article to use. We have conversation logs where you can really dive in and start tweaking it, saying this is a bad answer, this was a bad tone of voice. So you have full control and auditing on any response the agent gives, and you can tweak it from there. So yes, it learns, short answer.
Thank you. Next one. How is Zendesk addressing SMB that cannot afford the Agent Advanced AI Ultimate that seems targeted to enterprise, especially after so many of the old AI functionalities like Flow Builder are gone?
I think I can answer this one actually, but keep in mind I don't work for Zendesk, so my answer is not an official Zendesk answer. But I work with SMB a lot. I would talk to your AE about that. There are some things that can be done. So short answer, go talk to your Zendesk AE. And there's a much longer answer that I can talk to you about some other time. But that would be the answer that I would give is, yeah, Zendesk is aware of that and wants to make it accessible to everybody. So there's some things that can be done there.
Awesome. The next question. Our organization uses Zendesk to handle exclusively email channels, and typical tickets are looking for us to take actions, not answer questions. What does Zendesk AI have to offer in this type of situation?
Two elements. One, the AI agent that I just shown, even though we haven't shown the email part, we can also build flows for email with Ultimate, with AI Agent Advanced. So if you have an order flow, we can detect your order number and we can reply back with, hey, we need an order number before we can move forward. And then we can add all the conditions there. So that's one way where you can leverage that element. Second part, if it's actions, that often also means agents. So any of the responses, like Corey has shown in the demo for Agent Copilot, take away a lot of typing work for your agents. A lot of processing and thinking is automated by those tools. And those tickets are often the ones that end up in Agents Workspace anyhow. So the combination of an email ticketing bot with context detection, and then Agent Copilot would be a nice way to handle the email channel that way.
Wonderful. Let's go do the next one. With AI Essential, together with the generative reply from the knowledge base, I also get links to the articles. Can these be removed as shown in the demo?
Not at the moment in Essentials, but I've heard it's coming as a feature.
Awesome. Good news. Okay. We just have 32 questions to go, guys. Can Zendesk AI sync with NetSuite? We communicate through Zendesk, but information would come from third-party CRM called NetSuite.
I
Corey,
think
you?
short answer, yes. There's a much longer answer, though. I mean, basically, if there's an API on the other side, the answer can be yes, because we could make a GET call and then use what information we get back. So yes, but I mean, there's also some other integration with NetSuite. There's a handful of different options there in the Zendesk marketplace that are not AI specific. When it comes to the AI piece, I would say it depends on what all we want to do, but making the API call, having it kick back is going to be a yes. So if that's what you mean, easy yes. If you mean something else, probably yes. But I don't want to make promises on it. We'll do anything with NetSuite anytime, no matter what it is. But the answer more than likely is going to be yes. So yeah, that's where I would land on that one.
Yeah, there's a
Awesome.
couple of those questions in the Q&A. I've seen one with about, can we get orders and how does it handle security? Well, it all comes to your process. How would you handle that order? Can we get it from your system? Do you need just the order number or the order number? There's one about shipping returns. It's all API related, Rafael, so I'm going to do them all in one turn, and then we go through that list. The shipping
Okay.
returns label is the same AD. If we can get that order from your system, instead of just giving it the status, we can attach it to a ticket. So that works. Security part, we've mentioned that one. We've shown integration now purely with like Shopify, and if you notice in the webinar, a custom API of ours, but yes, that side conversation that works with Teams. If we have the SharePoint integration APIs, we can pull information from there as a knowledge source in AI Agent Advanced. In Essential, it's purely the help center for the moment. So any of those API integrations, it's purely a matter of if we can talk to it and if you can fit it in your process, we'll be able to build something with Copilot or Ultimate. Back to you, Rafa.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you, Thomas. Lauren said our customers send an image they received to see if they are covered under warranty. I assume AI can't read the image to confirm the purchase date, model number, and store purchased, which are the three factors that determine whether customers if the customer is under warranty. Can you read
Zendesk AI,
the image?
yeah, Zendesk AI can't yet or can't, but there are other API platforms with APIs that can. I've built a flow for a customer a while back where we send the image to name your API system. We get a parsed object back, and we use that in our flow. So it's possible with an integration, not natively at the moment.
Yeah, there's definitely third-party apps that do it. Not Studio has a good one that does exactly
Nuts
that.
is a very good
scenario.
example.
So,
yeah.
There definitely are options out there in the marketplace. It's just going to be third-party tool. It's not native for now.
Awesome. Brittany Waynes says, can this recording be provided to all attendees post-session? Yes, you can. I can answer that one. I answered one question. Wonderful. Greg.
I can take Greg's questions. There's not a direct integration with Zendesk support, we do have some integrations with, we call them TPEs, third-party integrations, like Zoom Contact Center. So definitely reach out to your AE or your account manager, but we should be able to connect via API. If not, regarding WFM, we should definitely be able to connect with like a Zendesk support app for voice calls. So I'm leaning towards yes, we should be able to do both for QA and WFM, but let's definitely jump on a call if you want to reach out to your AE or account manager on those.
Awesome. Carlos asked how do you access the Ultimate dashboard if you need to have Zendesk Advanced AI? Yes, you do. So let's go to the next one. Greg, similarly, would WFM be able to provide staffing coverage with an integrated Zendesk support app for voice calls?
Yeah, similarly, yeah, this is going to be one that we should be able to handle within WFM.
Awesome. A question from Greg. Can you highlight what options you could tie Zendesk to for AI agent learning / knowledge? I saw web crawl, but what about our Atlassian Confluence, or Jira APIs?
Yeah, for now, Essentials only uses the Zendesk Help Center that's there. Zendesk AI Agents Advanced currently uses CSV import. It uses Salesforce, Zendesk Help Center, and a web crawler. If you've seen the Relate presentations, and if not, there is like a playback again on Zendesk website for Relate. Knowledge Graph has been announced as a feature that's coming later this year, and that one will include Confluence and other similar products as a way to index it. Been announced, not there yet, but Zendesk has APIs for federated search. So if you want it today, talk to Corey, me, or Premium Plus, so we can get the data into your system easily.
Okay, Dennis Ramos asked, what subscription is needed for these features? Thomas?
I can probably take that one if you want. So
Go
you
ahead.
have to have at least professional suite or higher to then get some of these add-ons, at least for the AI components. Alex, I don't know if that's true for the WEM bundle, but it might also be on, is it on Growth and Team?
Yeah, WEM Bundle I think is available to everyone. It would be a separate add-on, and it's usually done either wall to wall or for those specific agents. But again, I would always tell you to go talk to your AE, and they can confirm as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What are the Spencer Bean is asking, what are the AI models used under the hood, and can those models be changed?
Yeah, it's a combination of models. So Zendesk has their own Zendesk AI models, I should say these days, for intent detection, for pulling information from their rash, doing sentiment detection, etc. So that's all custom built and generated by Zendesk on their own data. For the generative part, at this moment, they use OpenAI 4.something, one of the most recent ones been updated. That's the one they use, but purely for generating answers, never for training data, never sharing data from customers. At the moment, you can change it to other tools.
Okay, Dennis is asking for Zendesk QA. Can Auto QA work with an existing scorecard, or we need to create a new scorecard with only Auto QA fields?
Yeah, absolutely. And sorry if my internet's cutting out here. You can absolutely use a scorecard without any auto QA fields. You can create a hybrid scorecard, or you can just have a scorecard for just the auto QA categories. That's usually what we suggest, is have one just for auto QA, maybe one that you want to migrate over into Zendesk QA, and maybe a hybrid scorecard as well. But you can create multiple scorecards, and we make it very easy to create, and you can weight all the categories differently as well.
Wonderful. Luke, Tatiana, lots of questions happening. Chiquita Brown is saying, are we looking to expand the Auto QA into process validation so that Auto QA can score to process pulling from a help center or a resource?
I mean, that's the ultimate dream. That's what gets me out of bed. Like when it comes to AI, it really does excite me. Right now, as of today, we cannot go to an external resource and you pull in your SLAs or your knowledge base. I will say a cool release that's happening in June is that we are doing prompt-based QA. So you're going to be able to tell the QA, did the agent do this? Did the agent do that? And then the AI is going to be grading your agents based on your own prompt. So one of those could be included is like the process adherence. But right now, it's not going to be to the level of detail that you're probably looking for, which is those specific SLAs or knowledge base. But yeah, that is the ultimate goal, is that we are going to be able to hook up to an external resource like that.
Awesome. Thank you. Jared Feldman is asking, is there a limit on the suggestions we can make for the generative AI builds? Or in theory, are we able to add in an infinite amount of suggestions?
You can index an infinite amount of content, as in the hundreds of thousands of articles you can index. The instructions you give, where you like personalize it, are limited to 50 at the moment, I think. And then any conversation that the customer has is taken as an input for future learning to improve the quality of your output. So that's there. If you can add a little bit more context to your question in a follow-up question, I might be able to answer better if you want to. Thanks.
I don't think we'll have time for that, but Jared can always,
Or via email, no worries.
Or via email. The thing is, guys, we need to stop with the Q&A. There's still lots of questions, but we have a hard stop now at 7 p.m. Portugal time, and whatever your time is. I will one more time share here this slides where you can see. Give me a second. Where you can see the QR code. If you have, still have questions and you want some answers, feel free to book a call with us, and we'll do our best to help you guys. Okay. Hope you have a wonderful time. I want to thank our panelists to come up and talk about Zendesk AI. I can't talk for everyone, but I can talk for myself. Learned a lot. Thank you so much for you guys. Yeah, it was a great pleasure to be here with you, and hope you had as much fun as I did. See you next time. Bye.